Hello everyone. In the previous session we had created this page consisting of one drop down list and few text fields. We had filled this drop down list by using the primary key. This was the table which we had taken into consideration, the table named employees, and from this table, as we already told that ID was the primary key, we had filled this drop down list with ID. And what we had done is, if we select a particular ID, then that record was getting displayed in the text field. Now in this session I will do with the two things. First one, to edit this data, and second one is to update the record. Alright, now for editing purpose, what we'll do, we'll add one button called edit. Right now these text fields, these are non-editable. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll add two text fields, two buttons, one named edit and second named update. We'll add that along this drop down list. So let's go with the code. So let us add it first. Input type as button. Let's consider a value that is what's gonna display over there is edit, and the event that should happen while it's getting clicked, let it be edit details. Similarly, we'll add one more button, and name of that will be a value over there, let it be update, and the function that should be associated with this, let it be update details. So we'll add two functions, one named edit details and second update details in our JavaScript. So but let's first check how it is looking. Okay, so we have edit and update. Okay, let's add some space between the edit and update. So it's ampersand NBSP. Let me say of some 2 to 3. Okay, and now let me refresh. Yes. So if we select a particular record or ID, then corresponding record is getting displayed, but these fields are not editable. So we need to change this property. The property we need to remove is a read only property. So what we'll do, on click event of this edit, we will make these text fields editable. Okay, so name of that function associated over here is edit details. So let me go to this JavaScript file named emp.js. It's the same file which we had created previously. Let's add the function named edit details, and here what we'll do, we'll just remove the property. In the previous session what we had done, we had added the property read only, so we'll use the function remove attribute then. So let's consider the first okay, we are going to edit only these fields. Let's consider basic pay, or pay, and other pay. Okay, so let's make those changes. So it's document dot get element by ID. What we have over here is basic, overtime, and other. So ID is basic, and we use the property remove attribute. Okay, and attribute which we want to remove is read only. That's it. So we'll select this, and I will just paste it once again and replace this basic with over and other, overtime and other. Okay, these basic, over, and other, these are IDs, okay, of this text field. So basic pay we are having ID basic, or pay we have the ID over, and for other pay we had given the ID as other. So we are using that ID, and we are saying that we are removing the attribute read only. Now let's check it. Let me just refresh. Okay, so right now it's non-editable. So I click on edit and then let me check. Yes, now it is editable. Okay, so it's working. Now what should happen is the moment we click on edit, this is getting editable. Now let's me consider I'm keeping something as 10,000, and then the moment we click on update, this data should get updated in corresponding in the database, but that won't happen directly. Okay, what we will do is we'll again use JSON and not JSON, we'll use Ajax Query over here. So very first thing is we need to have that function associated with the button update. Okay, so the function name which we have given here was I think that was update details. Yes, so copy this and let's have the function named update details. Okay, now first store the values or fetch the values that we are gonna to use. Those values are nothing but values stored in these text fields whose ID is basic, over and other. And also we require this value also, value of this select field. Okay, now value of select field we have already used it, and it's I think name of that field is emp id. So let me just copy this and paste it over here. Okay, so I'm using the same variable, and what we'll do, we'll use variables such as abc or xyz, whatever, to save the values of the text field stored in basic, over and other. So let's consider we create a variable, let's consider L as document.get element by id and name is basic. Basic is the field. Okay, then let me copy this. After basic we require one for over and next one for other. So let's consider those variable names are L, M and N. Okay, and correspondingly let's change this first over and last as basic, not basic, it is other. So these are the field values. Now finally we'll use Ajax Query. Again it's the simpler one, $.ajax. Now we need to take care of three attributes. First is URL. URL will be the name of that PHP file which we are gonna to call upon. Okay, so let us consider we will create one file named as it should be outside the JavaScript. So let's consider over here, let's consider name of the file over here as employee details, details.php. Okay, so let me copy this name and we'll paste it in the URL, employee details.php. The second attribute that is required is method. Let's consider method again, we'll keep the same as post. And third, data. Now here we are sending multiple data. Okay, and now the data which we are sending over here, it's going to pass in the form of an array. Now whenever we are going to saving something in array or hard coding an array in program, what we do, when we have single element we just write down that value. But if you have multiple elements, then what we do, first element comma, then second element comma, then third element comma, and so on till the last element. Under the last element we do not give the comma, we just close that bracket. Same concept will follow here. The now data is getting passed in the form of a JSON format where we are having the concept of key value pair. Okay, now first we need to pass id. So let's consider we keep the same key name id, value id. Then second, that's related to basic. So what we can do over here, let's consider xyz, x for basic, so that value corresponds to L, y corresponding to over so value m, and then z corresponding to variable n. Now this is the last. Now I won't put comma. If I put comma, then I need to specify one more value, but this is the last element, so I'll remove comma from here. And then after data, then the success function. If there is no error, that file gets executed properly, then this is gonna to be executed. So function, and here let's consider something we write down data or anything else. Okay, and let us say if it works properly, then we'll declare something as alert data updated, but we may get some error even if it works. Okay, let's see. So this is the thing. Now coming back to our employee details file. Where is the employee details? Over here. Now again, it's gonna to be a PHP file. It's a PHP file, so we'll use the PHP tags. Concept will remain the same. First, you need to get the connection with your database. Then we'll create one SQL query, and then we just execute it. So a file connection file is db connect, so let us use it. Include, it's the same process whatever we had done in the previous part, our previous file, but still we'll go to do it again. Include db connect. Then let's consider we create a object name con, and we get the connection object. Here the name of connection object is also con, and here is also con. Accepted. These are two different variables in two different files, and both are local. All right, now let us first create the query. Okay, so query name is something like this, select. Okay, so let's create the query. It's in the form of string. String is something like this, select, not select, it's update query. Okay, so it's update, name of table employee, set. Now let's consider the field names. Field names are base pay. Okay, let me rearrange this so that would be better. So field names are can I adjust this? Yes, better. So field names are base pay, overtime pay, other pay, and total. We'll look into that how the total is working. So base pay, set base pay equal to. Now that value we are gonna to get it from that value is gonna passed from this text field. Okay, now for that we are used some variables. Where is the yeah, this is the file. Now that value is getting passed in terms of parameters in the form of an array, and keys are id, then x, y, and z. If you want to just cross check whether it's a proper or not, what you can do, what values are getting passed, before we proceed, let me go over here, let me comment. We use one function called print echo, print echo, I think it's print r, yes, and here we just write $_post, because post is the method which you are using. Anyways, so we have we'll display this in console. So let me remove this alert, and here if everything goes proper, we'll just write down console.log and data. Okay, let's check this first. Okay, I've saved this, and let me just refresh it. So first let me consider, I go for this first ID. I'll go to inspect, and under inspect I'll go for console, and then I'll go, right now we are in warnings. Okay, we'll check the log over here. So let's see, I'm just clicking on update directly, I'm not editing anything. So log 1 is there. Okay, here it is. Look, id xyz. So id xyz, these are keys, and values are 7, 92, it's not 92,492.01, but it will be it's not read in the form of a number, it's read in the form of a string. Why I'm saying this, you'll get to know. Okay, so we need to fetch these values by using these keys. Now for that purpose, over here, let's consider we are creating those variables. So let's consider name of variable be base, then other over, and last what's the name we are having, overtime and other. Okay, and we are having base, over and other. And how we are saving this, I'm checking only the sequence, base, over and other. Okay, that's proper. Then x, y, z. So coming back over here, the base equal to $_post, and let's consider in single quotes I write down x is a basic, then over is y _post, and let it be y, and last z, this is stored in parameter other, saved in parameter z. Okay, one more parameter we are passing over, that is id. So let us keep the same name, where id equal to $_post, and name of key is again id. Alright, so we have fetched these things. Now let us use the statement. Now to update the record, basically the SQL query goes like this: update table name, set attributes, their values, and finally we'll say where id equal to whatever we are selecting it. Okay, so let's write this properly. So update employee, set base equal to base pay. So that base pay value is stored in variable base. So we'll write directly in brace brackets $base. Then second, it's related to over. For over, what we have, overtime equal to $over, and last is other pay, O and P capital, okay, comma, other pay equal to over here $other. Finally, where id equal to, now that id is stored in variable name id itself, id equal to id. Okay, now this is our query. But if you try to execute this directly, you will get an error. So but let's check why I'm saying you will get an error. We'll just check this query directly through in our SQL server. Okay, so let's see what's the query. So just write down echo $SQL. Okay, now that error, okay, let me show you first why it will be an error. So let's consider something like this. We are clicking on update, and here is the statement. Why this one is coming? Let me check something written over there. Okay, we are passing only single array, so that's why there was one. Echo let me copy this. It's update this part. Okay, update id value is not coming proper. Why? Let me cross check. Okay, yeah, it should be $. Okay, now let's refresh this page once again. Log is clear. Okay, so let me select first and then click on update. So this is the query. Okay, now here if you try to execute this directly on the server, let me go here, it will give me an error. I'm using the same thing over here, update employee. Why it's giving an error? Just a second. Where look at this. If you look into this thing, basic pay, then overtime and other, these are numeric fields, and what we are passing from here is a string because it includes comma. Comma is the key. Okay, again you'll let's see, we execute this. Here it is showing an error. Okay, we are not able to execute this. Let's consider like this. So it's giving an error. Let me clear this stuff. Just a second, let me clear everything. Okay, now if it's able to possibly declare, okay, correspond, it's a big error, and it's basically because of this, because we are not using any string, we are not using any number directly, rather we are using a string over here. Okay, so but first let's continue with here. And if let us say this statement is proper, then to update we use if $con, that's the name of connection object, and then query your SQL. It's the same the whatever you used previously. Okay, if this is same, then do nothing, else you can use anyways it will display that error only. MySQL let it be like this, echo MySQL underscore something called error number, not error number, let it be error, that's it. Okay, let's save this and let's cross check. It's not a function, echo something along with this MySQL underscore error. No, it's not MySQL error, it will be the connection error. $con and then error. Okay, I'm giving let me refresh this page. I'm not changing anything over here, but still if I try to update it, it will give me an error. No error getting reported. Okay, let me do one thing, let me remove this else part. I think there's some error over there. Let's see, let me save it and now let me execute refresh this page, and if at all I'm giving some value something like this and clicking update, this basically should have worked, not an issue, but we know that this error is coming because of this part. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll try to remove that comma, okay, because it's getting passed in the form of a string. So what we'll do over here is we use one replace command. So L equal to, L consists of basic value, L equal to L dot replace replace comma with blank. Okay, and similarly we'll use that for M and N. M, N, here is M and here is n. So now let's refresh this page and let's cross check. Instead of double quotes, even single quotes will do. So let's refresh this. Let me check the source file and let me open this script file also. Yeah, and here we will let's see if we want to declare. Okay, let me remove this complete update part and then let's see. Let me have one \n, so whatever the query is, that query will get displayed on a new line. Okay, I saved it. I have refreshed this. Let's say we go for first. It's 167, 411.18. okay, if I click on update, if I check my log over here, look, it's coming as update. Actually, I give \n wrong way. It should be the / I have given here /. Okay, now this is what the query is. Okay, so let me copy this query and paste it in MySQL. So now look the difference over here. The first query is giving me an error because of two things. The very first is base pay, it has to be numeric, but it consists of 1 comma character. Might be the data type will be of double type or long type. Okay, but here I'm not getting. We have removed comma, but now if you try to execute this, it will get updated. Wait, something wrong again over here. Overtime, unknown column, overtime. So let me check overtime how it is written. Overtime pay. Okay, it's overtime pay, PAY. Okay, so this is a mistake. So let me copy this and paste over here, overtime pay. Okay, then let's re-execute this again. Here we get, let me copy this and paste in the server. We need the proper query. If the query is proper, it will work. So we are getting 0 row affected. Okay, no, we are not changing any value, so that's why it's saying 0 row affected. Now let us update this. Okay, let me change this first. It should be \n and not /. Now to update the database, we use if $name of connection object is con, and if we query by using SQL, if this is true, by default it's not required also to write true, but still if it is true, then let's say echo record updated. Okay, now this thing will come in our what we say a log if our record is getting updated or this query is getting executed properly. So I saved it. Now let me refresh this page. I'll go for ID. Let's consider 4. I'll click on edit. So let me change this from 77,916 to straightway 80,000, and let me click on update. Oh yeah, here it is saying record updated. Okay, so for that purpose, what we'll do, we'll refresh this page once again and we'll check for ID 4. Yes, it says record updated. Now one more thing required over here. The total salary is sum of these 3 things. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll go back to this field, this table, and here let's say we use another table, a variable as total. So let's consider total. Now this total is going to be sum of this base, dollar base plus dollar over plus dollar other. I think it should work properly because already we have removed comma, so it will consider it as a string, not string, it should consider it as a number, but in the case it's not a number, then we need to convert that to number. Okay, and one more thing, finally here last field name is what? Last field name, okay, let me go for this, total pay, TNP capital. So total pay equal to this, we are saving in variable total. Okay, and secondly, what should happen is that record updated which we have received over here, I think I've cleared that log. It should not be displayed over here, it should be pop-up. And let's consider after pop-up, so for pop-up we use alert, so let's consider over here we use alert data updated. Okay, okay, record updated, let's consider record updated, and after displaying record updated, what we'll do, we'll refresh the page. So what we say, we again redirect to the same page, window.location, location, let's it be the same page. Our page is employee.php. So let us save this, and now let's do it one by one. So let me go for first. Okay, I'll edit it. So let me say I write here 1,50,000. Okay, other as 40,000 or 4,000. Okay, 40,000. And now I click on update. It says record updated. We are not getting anything in the log over there, and we click OK. The page also got refreshed. Now if we check up on the first, we have to check whether it is proper. 1,50,000 plus 4,000, so that will come as 1,90,000, and plus this 4 lakh, so it's coming 5,90,000. So it's working properly. So this is how we basically update the records. But a thing happened over here is we are using for first this function for selecting a particular record, we created one PHP file. Then to update this record, we are using second PHP file. So instead of doing it in that way, what we can do is we'll create only one file. We can create or we can combine this and create a single PHP file. And let us consider we use functions. Okay, so let's try to solve that. Actually I was trying to do that in another session, but let's try to do it over here. What I do over here, we have created two PHP files. Okay, one named as fetch employee, in which we are fetching the records, and second is this employee details, where we are updating the record. All right. Now for that purpose, what we will do, let us say we use only one file. Okay, what I do, let's say I want to create the functions, no? Okay, say let's see, let's use one new file named as employee db. We already given the file name as employee details, employee db. Okay, let it be employee db file, php. Okay, and in this file we'll use those functions. First function is related to fetch the details. Okay, and in second function we'll use update employee file. Let's consider this as the parameter. Okay, anyways, it's showing white because we haven't added a PHP tag over here. So let's consider this is PHP, and here also let me close. But how it will be which function to execute and what which not. For that purpose, what we need to do is let us consider we do this for update employee. Okay, here in update employee, where it is over here, along with this, we'll pass one value. So that value will act as a flag value. The way we say, let's consider if we have the condition of if it is true, then execute one block, else you execute another block. So that way we'll have one global variable. Let's consider that global variable, let it be f. Okay, and here in update details, let's say we set that value of f equal to 1. Okay, and we'll pass this variable f as well. Let's say I keep the same name, f itself, or let's consider we are passing f itself as f only. And here in employee details, okay, employee db, we need to call the file employee db. So let me comment this and let me call upon with other named, let us say it is employee db dot php. Now we are not updating the record directly. Okay, so we are in this file employee db. So let us first fetch the value of f. So how we'll do that? Let us consider we create one variable such as ch. Okay, now this ch, in this ch will store fetch the value of parameter f. Okay, by same concept, dollar underscore post, and it will be fetch. Oh, not fetch, it will variable f. It should be the square bracket, variable f. Okay, then we'll go like this: if ch equal to 1. If this is the condition, then we'll call upon the function called update employees. If ch is the function, then call upon the function named as update employee. Okay, and in update employee, let me go with here. I will copy this everything and paste over here. So let me rearrange this properly. Okay, anyways, now there is an error for this con. What we'll do, con is a connection object, so let me consider it's a global. So let me copy both and paste it right above calling any function. I hope with that error is gone. No, it's not working. Oh, because this con and this con, these are different functions. So can I use this directly inside the function? Yes, it worked. Okay, what I have done, I have just copied this data and pasted it in this function. Okay, now let's see whether with this we are able to update a particular record. Okay, it's already in autosave mode. So now let me refresh this. I will check up on this my JavaScript file. Okay, the function for update table URL is employee db. Okay, corresponding changes are located over here. So let me consider I go for first, and now I change this overpay to 80,000, and I click on update. It says record updated, but whether it have updated or not, let me cross check. Yes. So if I use the function, it is working for this. Then let me check for fetch employees also. Oh, okay, whether it is working or not. I'll again copy paste this complete thing. And I'll paste it in fetch. Okay, and this function will be called when the value of f is something else. So let me go again in the JavaScript file. We have a fetch details file over here. Okay, now here we change the name of our URL, and we keep the name of our URL as employee DB, employee DB dot PHP, and we need to pass that flag variable f. In this function we have set the value of f equal to 0. So let us say in this function we put value of f equal to let's consider 0. Okay, so let's pass that as a parameter as well. Now here we are passing two parameters, one is x and second one as f. We'll keep the name of that parameter same. So after id you need to provide a semicolon, you need to provide a comma over there. Okay, I'm saving this. Now here this value of f is 0. So coming back over here, then we'll write else if $ch equal to 0. If it is 0, then call upon the function fetch. Okay, let's save it. Coming back over here, let me refresh it. Let's cross check the JavaScript file whether it has updated properly. Yes, here database is also changed. Okay, so let me refresh this page. Now it should work as previously. If not, then that means there is some error. Yeah, it's working. Now here we are not using any of the file such as employee named as fetch employee PHP or employee details. We are not dealing with any of these files. We are dealing with only single database file. Okay, so this is how basically you should do it. In the case you have multiple operations and all are related to the same table, okay, then it's always better to create one separate file, and in that file only you can have multiple functions as per your requirement, and call that particular function. Which function you need to call it by using some what I have used is here if. Instead of if, you can go even for switch case as well. Okay, and anyways, this file is gonna to be called only when we provide the URL, and in the URL whenever we are gonna to put the name of this file. Okay, so that's it for this session. I hope you liked the video. In the case of any query, you can put it in the comments. I'll be glad to reply to them. I hope you have liked the video. Kindly hit like and subscribe. Okay, one more thing, the link of the previous video, those who haven't seen the previous video, I'll put the link of the previous video in this description. Okay, thank you. Kindly hit like and subscribe. Thank you.